right, welcome back to Rise from the Ashes. I'm Tamara, and today we're diving into something profound: the 7 steps of soul alchemy. Now, alchemy isn't just about ancient symbols or a mystical language, it's about transformation. It's about burning away illusions, facing your shadow, and rising into your authentic self. In this episode, I will briefly describe the 7 steps of soul alchemy, but I will come back in future episodes and dive deeper into each one. I feel like each video I do, there's so much that I could be adding to it, but I'm trying to condense the holistic part of it and then come back to the smaller pieces and just dive in. I feel like that's just the best way to do it. But, anyways, before we begin, I want to acknowledge something important. Shadow work can be very intense. It may stir up old wounds, suppressed emotions, or even painful memories. So, if you find yourself overwhelmed, please remember therapy or a trusted friend or supportive community can be invaluable. You don't have to walk this path alone. Okay. I also want to let you guys know, I'm sure that I've mentioned it, I do not approach this as somebody who's gone to school for psychology. I went to school for teaching, for education, to be a teacher. And I found alchemy on my awakening. And when I dove in, I had already had a love for the mind and for psychology. um, it just became something that was so natural to me, something that just resonated so deeply. And it took me 3 years without knowing it to learn. And again, I was guided by my spirit guide. So it was like I was learning backwards. So learning by experience and then putting a name to it, which I thought was actually kind of cool. So now I teach it, and I figure what better way to teach it than to show the embodiment of it. So I am writing a book. My book will come out probably in January. I'm not real sure yet. And in my book, I do tell a lot of my personal stories. Um, just because I feel like there are people out there like me who are trying to grapple with this, but they're struggling with it, and I totally get it. So for me, I just want to show people how to work with their healing. So, with that said, let's just jump right in. And we're going to learn a brief summary of each of the steps of soul alchemy. Okay. The first step is calcination. Calcination is a fiery process, and the symbols associated with it are Saturn and lead, as well as fire. I want you to understand these symbols are metaphors. So it's not like you're taking these elements and throwing them into a cauldron and um, doing a science experiment. You are the experiment. You are the alchemical process. So, all right. So, again, to repeat, the symbols are Saturn and lead and fire. And it is the process, calcination is the process of burning away all false identities. So lead is heavy and resistant to change, and it symbolizes the burdens we carry, the weights that we fear, the doubt, the conformity that we embody every day. We must purge these weights to reveal our untainted selves, bringing us back to who we were before society and our upbringing shaped us into our masks that we wore. Okay. Saturn's influence offers stability and also stagnation. It's a solid base to build upon, but it's also heavy with the lead that hinders our progress. Okay. Now, during this step, you eliminate societal influences. You dissolve systems of conditioning. You dismantle belief structures, and you eradicate all of your ego-driven illusions. This does not mean to kill the ego, okay? But this is the moment you realize you are not your fragile ego or your curated persona. Now, crisis is usually what brings us into calcination, for instance, divorce, illness, loss, or even triggers that suddenly emerge. It feels like fire consuming everything that you thought was solid. But in truth, it is stripping away illusions. Now, in daily life, calcination is the courage to face denial. It is the courage to dismantle destructive patterns and to burn away what is not truly you. It's painful, but it's purification. It's the first spark of your inner star. Okay? Step two, the solution. Now, after that fiery process comes water. Dissolution's other symbols are Jupiter and tin. And it is the process of surrender. After burning away all that is not authentic, a profound process of self discovery unfolds. In this stage, symbolized by water, invites you to explore the depths of your unconscious and the emotions that unfold. This is the dark night of the soul. You've probably heard of it. It's the quiet, solitary descent into your unconscious, facing your emotions. This goal is, or the goal of this work rather, is to unearth the hidden aspects of your shadow self and become aware of them, acknowledging them and allowing yourself to integrate them into your core being. The key word is acknowledgement. I want to make that very clear. It's not about, the key process is integration, not annihilation. Okay, remember that. You don't want to destroy everything that makes you who you are. You want to integrate it into your being rather than suppressing it. That's a big difference. Okay, so here in this stage, you meet your shadow self and your mirror self. In this stage, Jupiter symbolizes wisdom, higher learning, and the search for meaning. Through introspection and self reflection, shadow work gently coaxes the unconscious elements into the light of awareness. When you dig up, you carefully analyze. The shadow self holds the traits you denied, anger and shame, and even hidden strengths. Embracing your shadow means recognizing and accepting these traits without shame or guilt. The mirror self is the polished version of what you think others see. Okay? And it's important to understand that both the shadow self and the mirror self are teachers, revealing your inner being. Triggers from others can also help reveal buried truths that are within you. Every trigger acts like a beacon, illuminating something that requires immediate examination. Just as tin bends and yields, dissolution teaches flexibility, the ability to surrender, soften, and flow with life's currents rather than resist them. This stage asks, can you love your entire self, even the challenging parts? Dissolution is about yielding, softening, and flowing with life's currents. It's about reclaiming your wholeness. Okay, step three, separation. Separation is like coming up for air. The symbols associated with separation are Mars and iron and air. It is the process of breaking through the surface after the dark night of the soul and inhaling clarity with each deep breath. After the storms, the cloud lifts. You breathe deeply and begin to discern truth from illusion. It's like stepping out of a dark cave and finally seeing a beautiful landscape, feeling the sun on your skin for the first time in a long while. In this stage, you take courageous steps like leaving toxic relationships, breaking unhealthy habits, and choosing authenticity over wearing that fake mask. It's the blacksmith forging and hammering the iron into strength. Okay? Now, Mars in this stage symbolizes your will, that pure determination to change your inner world. In daily life, separation is those moments of insight when patterns suddenly click and when you see clearly at what must stay and what must go. Okay? It can be the decision to leave behind a toxic relationship, breaking unhealthy habits, or abandoning limiting environments or even limiting friendship circles. It's the conscious act of separating what serves your growth from what holds you back. Okay. Step 4, conjunction. Conjunction is grounding and wholeness and integration of your opposites. The symbols associated with conjunction are Earth, Venus, and copper. And it's the process of the sacred marriage of opposites. Now, Venus embodies love, copper symbolizes connection. As you bring inner balance, you harmonize the conscious and the unconscious. Earth adds grounding and stability, ensuring that this union is not fleeting, but rooted in strength. Okay? It represents the merging of opposites, the integration of the mirror self. Here, you balance the feminine and the masculine, logic and intuition, artistic and analytical energies. Though it is challenging, the stage is vital, for it is the union that makes wholeness possible. Okay? It is the alchemical wedding. Sun and moon, fire and water, masculine and feminine. Now, to heal the masculine, you have to return to stillness, reconnect with your will, and hold space without control or domination. To heal the feminine, reclaim your voice, trust your body's wisdom, and reveal your full emotional truth. This is balance, strong yet tender, fierce yet compassionate, rational yet creative. In daily life, conjunction is reconciliation after conflict, the union of career ambition with your family and care, or the harmony of body and mind in yoga or in meditation. It's the grounding power of integration, the roots intertwining beneath the soil, making you whole. Step 5, fermentation. Fermentation is the fifth step of soul alchemy, and it encompasses 2 phases. It is symbolized by Mercury in 3 different forms. So, first, Mercury, the god, representing transformation and spiritual guidance. Mercury, the element, that symbolizes fluidity and energy transmission. And Mercury, the planet, associated with intellect, communication, and awakening. It begins with petrifaction. That's a challenging word for me, but I get through it. Anyways, that is the humbling of the ego. Knowledge must serve the soul, not the ego. You will be powerful and you will be strong, but always remember this: the trials that shaped you is why you are who you are. Your ego is merely a tool, not your true essence. Remember that. Don't get cocky just because you have strong inner understanding, and you will feel powerful when you finally heal yourself. So be humble. Let the ego stay in check, okay? That's the whole point. Then comes fermentation, the slow, deliberate unfolding of your true purpose. Like grapes becoming wine, your trials transform into wisdom. Love that. It's so liberating. All right, so in daily life, fermentation appears as creative breakthroughs, spiritual awakenings, and moments of renewal. It may be the sudden inspiration that follows a period of stagnation, the clarity that arrives after a long period of grief, or the creative surge that comes after burnout. It's the artist who finally creates a masterpiece after years of struggle, or the seeker who suddenly glimpses a new dimension of awareness. Fermentation is the soul's spark of new life. Step 6, distillation. Distillation symbolized by the moon and silver and sulfur. It's purification, it's refinement, it's clarity. In this stage, you rise above the constraints of your lower self and fully embody the essence of your true self. The moon purifies with its golden, silvery glow, bringing clarity to the shadows. Now, I'm not going to record the silver, so we're just going to have to deal with that blunder. Silver symbolizes refinement and purity, while sulfur represents the fiery catalyst that transforms the soul. You bring your soul forward, leading with its wisdom, revealing its deep beauty. And remember that ego takes that back seat. Okay. Distillation is the calm after the storm, the phoenix rising, reborn from the fire. In daily life, it's the insight that comes in meditation, the peace after journaling, and the forgiveness that dissolves resentment. It's simplifying your life so only what truly matters remains. This is the soul shining in its brilliance. Okay. Step 7, coagulation. Finally, coagulation. It's symbolized by the sun, gold, and salt. This is the sunrise after a long night. This is where spirit and matter unite. Your inner star crystallizes into lived reality. Coagulation is when meditation leads to compassion in relationships, or when your inner healing manifests as outer success. Your power and light blaze brightly like a radiant sun in the sky. Gold symbolizes the incorruptible purity and divine perfection, while salt represents spirit made manifest, solid within the physical realm of matter. This is the raw, unfiltered power of your will taking shape into reality. You exist as a living soul bound to flesh, and flesh in this stage is now giving its purpose by the soul. Okay, so your soul is becoming you. Love that. Love that. It feels so good when you get to that stage and you can live authentic. All right. Coagulation is felt when you live authentically, aligned with your values, and your presence itself becomes a beacon for others. It's the teacher embodying wisdom, the artist radiating truth on the canvas, and the healer who is uplifting others. This is not an ending, but a beginning. Transformation is a cycle. You may return to calcination many times, burning away new illusions, rising again with deeper clarity. What matters is not perfection, but presence. And remember, you're going to go through these stages, these steps, probably simultaneously and continuously. It's like you'll be in one stage and then another stage for a different issue. It's like ongoing. And your awareness is what makes it flow. Okay. When you embody the 7 steps, you become the philosopher's stone of your own life, radiant and whole, shaping reality with the light of your inner star. I love soul alchemy. And I hope that you will learn to love this process as well. I know it's grueling. I know it's painful. I know that shadow work sucks, but it is for you. Anyways, thank you for joining me on Rise from the Ashes. I'm Tamara, and this has been the 7 steps of soul alchemy, very briefly explained. It is a journey from ego to essence, from shadow to light. Remember, shadow work is powerful, but it can be challenging. So if you need support, reach out to a therapist, a trusted friend, or a community that can hold space for you. They're out there. You can even contact me. Transformation is not meant to be walked alone. You can learn to do it really well alone, but do not ever feel like you have to do this alone. Okay? In our next episode, we will begin our dive into the shadow and face our skeletons. Until next time, keep rising, keep shining, and keep walking your path. Keep letting your inner star come out. If this content resonated with you, give a like, subscribe, share it with someone who needs tools and understanding to guide them through their healing journey. Leave a comment and feel free to connect with me. Leave me a comment, ask a question, and don't be shy. Until next time, keep rising. Thank you.